Hey guys, so here bringing you another video. Now welcome back to a Challenger Spectate. Today we're going to go over Syndra against the Malzahar and just see how that goes. But before we begin, I just wanted to kind of address something that we haven't really spoken about yet. I think it's been a bit of a taboo topic to talk about, but obviously the world at the moment is in a bit of a crazy place with COVID-19 or coronavirus. I just want to say I hope that all of you guys, my audience, are doing okay. Obviously do everything you can to maintain health and safety and wash your hands and do everything that's recommended. And if you are currently a country on lockdown, which I believe right now is Italy or Denmark, I'll be doing my best, as we always do, to maintain 2 videos a day every day to make sure that you guys at least have my content to keep watching while you're in lockdown and probably very bored. But yeah, I'm hoping everybody will be fine. Obviously, it's a bit scary, a bit surreal, I think, to a lot of us that this is happening. Kind of weird, isn't it? The whole world is kind of shutting down. But hopefully it'll be fine. And I'll be doing my best to, try to distract you guys at least from that. Again, if you want to come watch my streams when we do them, twitch.tv/HuzzyGames. We have a pretty cool thing happening soon. Twitch Rivals is actually happening, and I've been selected, I'm pretty sure, to be one of the captains for that. So that should help, and, that's a big distraction too. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention it because we haven't really spoken about it. But if it is affecting you right now, my thoughts are with you. And just do everything you can to maintain your health and just relax a bit, and hopefully you'll be fine. So today, as we mentioned, we're watching a Syndra, and specifically against the Malzahar. Now, the reason I wanted to go for this commentary is I think Syndra is pretty damn good. Not just, like, decent. I think she's actually fantastic in SOLOQ. Generally, she's got one-shot potential on one target, obviously, with her full ult combo. But to be honest, for a mid-lane burst 1v1 mage, she actually does a lot more than people think. And what I mean by that is, yes, she can kind of one-shot one person, press R to win type deal, but after you've actually done your ultimate combo, she has incredible stun potential. Meanwhile, you can see the Kindred is in vision of 3 people right now. What they're probably guessing is the Kindred is going to go throw a ward. Little bit of an impatient start. Maybe the enemy team was waiting for it, but they don't expect Kindred to be right here. The Kindred actually gets completely caught out, and the Syndra gets herself first blood. So that is a little bit of cockiness. That was a good Garen silence. Meanwhile, Jax does a buttload of damage to the Ivan. But that's kind of what you get for being a bit cocky. So my guess, by the way, let's just have a little guess. My guess is the enemy team knew about them in this bush, maybe. No? Okay, so they didn't. I just clicked on all, so we're getting both visions for both teams. They didn't have any vision in there. So the Kindred was just randomly, staying still, risking it, overly risking it. Maybe they guessed that they'd be there. Again, a very common Ivan technique, obviously, is go to ward that red at least at level 1 to try and go steal it. Because, yeah, Ivan's a pretty annoying jungler to jungle against, especially for something like Kindred, who she's got okay clear, but she's definitely susceptible to getting something stolen, by an Ivan. So Syndra goes back, straight away walking to lane. First thing she does is hit the Malzahar to get rid of his passive. She's going to already maintain or get some lane dominance. And why is she going to be looked to be that aggressive? Doran's ring. So this video title already is probably going to be something to do is how do you I don't know how I'm going to title it, but basically the topic is how do you take an early lead and win with it? A lot of people have always asked me that question of dude, I get first blood and I do well, but how I don't know actually how I make that into a victory. Well, watch what the Syndra's doing. So she gets first blood, she's already got 2 Doran's ring, and look at her positioning. Just to explain, she is up here. That is completely getting rid of Malzahar's XP or gold income from any minions that die at the moment in this general area. So already there's a 6 farm gold lead. So that right there is, in essence, how you do it. You have presence. If you get a kill in the early game and then just farm, great. If you're not denying the enemy team, if you're not killing the enemy team, then there's no point to be ahead. Meanwhile, the Kindred actually invading the Ivan, by the way. Ivan is so close to death, holy moly. He does survive, though. Obviously, Kindred's got good killing pressure over an Ivan. Pretty much everything does. Again, the moment that Malzahar passive comes up, Syndra is on top of it. Go away passive. And, yeah, it's pretty effective. Recently I've been playing a bit of top lane, and that is likely the role I'm going to be playing in Twitch Rivals, by the way, because most of you probably can guess who I'm going to pick as my mid laner. But I probably should be playing mid lane in SOLOQ. It's, to me, like the two roles of solo queue right now, if you want to climb, in my opinion, jungle is number one. You have the highest impact in the game on average in every game. One jungler's ahead, one jungler's behind. So if you can, like, most of the time get ahead, you're probably going to do well. And then secondly, I think mid lane is naturally always pretty damn good. You know, you're in the center of the map. You can control a lot from there. You're a carry position, obviously. You get involved with dragons. You get involved with rift heralds. You like that mid lane is very impactful as well. So, I don't know, maybe I should... I have, by the way, announced, if you guys don't know, I'm having a week's break from Ranked, roughly. And when I mean that, I'm not going to stream Ranked, basically, for a week, roughly. Maybe it'll be 5 days, maybe it'll be 3 days. It's basically until I feel like my mental has basically recovered. I've been having a very rough time recently, I think people know that. And I was looking through some video views historically, you know, recently. And, you know, we do the League and Chill episodes. The video views on them are actually not really lower than ranked content. And if you guys don't mind that just for a little while, just to help me have, like, a bit of a break, instead of actually having time off, it's actually, you know, just having fun playing normal games, probably leveling the EU Northeast account. I think that's a good idea. Meanwhile, a lot of damage, early flash by Syndra. I think that's a good idea. Early flashing, some people may say it was a waste, but some people, you could also argue then there's no risk. Remember, the worst thing that you can generally do in the League of Legends game on average, and again, remember, on average, is die. When you die, in essence, you're not getting gold. You're giving the enemy team gold. You're not getting XP. It's the worst thing you can do. So whenever people say, what is the most basic tip that I can give for climbing? Stop dying. Limit your deaths. Whenever, you know, we used to do profile reviews, we haven't done them in a while because the views of them, to be honest, weren't that great. Maybe I'll do an episode of that, you know, in this break of Ranked for the week or so. But naturally, whenever you saw a profile down in, like, silver and the guy was silver for 3 seasons and hasn't really climbed, average is 8 deaths a game. And it's like, well, there you go. That is your issue right there. Like, if you look at your own profile, you can do it right now. Look at what you average death and, like, half it. Like, that should be your aim in a weird way. Meanwhile, Syndra going for a teleport Roman. Yes, Syndra does have teleport, by the way. Why does Syndra have teleport? I can hear some people asking. There's no point having Ignite, really, versus a Malzahar. One, you know Malzahar is going to be running teleport as well. Secondly, kill pressure on a Malzahar. If you're going to kill him, you'll probably kill him without Ignite. In all honesty, because, like, Ignite is good for full burst. Are you really going to full burst a Malz when he's got his passive and everything? Probably not. So, in essence, the kill pressure isn't needed on Ignite. So teleport just gives you a lot of utility, and yeah, it's pretty good. Worth noting, by the way, obviously Riot did a number on teleport a while ago. Riot, you know, I don't know if they have finally started to listen to the player base, but it does seem they are trying to proactively make some fixes to the complaints people have had. So in the upcoming patch, there is autofill matching. So when one team has an autofill, the other team should have an autofill too. There's also going to be duo queue matching. So, you know, in games that we're like, oh snap, we've got 2 duos, the enemy team's got none, or vice versa. Apparently that won't happen anymore. But apparently the upcoming patch, there is actually going to be a buff to teleport. But only in top lane. I don't know exactly how they're going to do that. But yeah. Because, like, if it goes off, like, where you are in Champion Select, well, what happens if you swap in Champion Select? Who gets the buff to the teleport then? So I'm not really sure, but yeah, teleport is going to get a buff. Again, not really talking too much about what's happening here, because we're kind of in a boring, just farming phase. You actually can also notice, look at the difference between mid lane right now. So, naturally, this is a great lesson of a lead doesn't necessarily mean kills. So if you go on a stream called Salty Timo, it's a stream that I would recommend just for entertainment, but also education. It shows Iron 4 games constantly. So it spectates Iron 4 games 24/7. And when you watch Iron 4, it's all about kills. It's not about farm. They prioritize kills over everything. The higher rating you go, you're in Challenger, we're watching Challenger right now, farm is the priority. So even though Syndra got that early kill, early lead, she has got, in essence, nearly a 30 farm lead at 7 minutes, 8 minutes. That is absolutely monstrous. That doesn't happen. But why has that happened? Well, it's because Syndra has done good farm herself. She's got the highest farm in the game right now. But more importantly, arguably more importantly, what we saw earlier, she has been denying Malz. She has actively been walking in front of her own minion wave. She's going to do a bunch of damage there, but she's walking in front of her minion wave just so Malzahar can't farm or get involved. So that, in essence, is how you take your early lead. The double Doran start is incredibly strong, especially at level 1 to 3. There's nothing a Malz would be able to do at that stage to match her, and Syndra has just snowballed from that point. Worth noting, her item build actually does freak me out a bit. She's got tier 2 boots. She rushed tier 2 boots. I don't know why she did that. I guess to avoid a Kindred gank, you know, movement speed to walk away from a Kindred is never going to be bad. But in the actual 1v1, yeah, like, I guess it gives you actually decent damage because it gives you magic pen, it gives you movement speed, so maybe dodging the Malzahar Q, I guess. But for actual raw damage, obviously, the Lost Chapter will be doing more. Anyway, Syndra's going to go for a roam. Enemy team actually winning this at the moment. Kindred will have ultimate up. So this is actually a risk. Kindred's got ultimate up. Syndra's going to go for it. Ezreal's going to get caught. Kindred ultimate comes through. Unfortunate timing from Syndra. She should have actually delayed that. This could be doing quite well. Lovely ultimate by Kai'Sa. Syndra should go this way to maximize damage. She's going to maybe just try to pick off the Kindred as much as she can before anything crazy happens. Does get that kill. They're going to continue. Ezreal on the back foot. Double kill for Syndra. By the way, look at mid lane. Malzahar at this stage has not moved. Rakan flashes, don't know if he needed to. And yeah, Jax has roamed down. And Malzahar, so they are whacking on the tower. Meanwhile, Garen is also taking top. So is this worth for Jax right now? Probably not. You're sharing tower plate gold. Garen is getting solo tower plate gold. That is probably not a good thing for Jax. You know, naturally, Jax is a hyperscaling late game carry. Garen, you know, he doesn't scale that well. Well, he scales better than he used to with the new item build. But Jax definitely outscales a Garen. Tower's not dead yet, is dead now, but also obviously Garen has got the ignite advantage. Jax pops his ultimate, and Garen will re-engage when Jax's ultimate is nearly at its ending stages. Oh my god, I didn't know that happened. Wait, what happened? Apparently, like, because remember, replays are bugged right now, so sometimes it's not showing all the animations. It looked like Garen ultimate got cancelled, but it didn't. You can see right up here in the top left, his ultimate has been used, but it didn't look like it did any damage. That was really weird. Because if that went off, I'm pretty sure that would have killed Rakan's there. I'm pretty sure that would have killed Jax. So I'm not really sure what happened. Rakan, got to be careful. You know, you can't sleep on Syndra damage right now. Oh my god, that's wonderful. Look at Syndra's items. Okay, so just to make it clear, obviously I've played a lot of Malzahar. I'm not proud to say that, but he is effective in SOLOQ. Like, he just straight up is. Syndra's items is a Malzahar's nightmare, by the way. And I'm not even kidding. Really smart mid laners do that. So what is the one thing that we spoke about earlier that you never should do? Die. What is Malzahar's main tool for killing people? His ultimate, his suppression. Like, not even just for him killing people, also just CCing people to let his team kill them. Syndra no longer can get Malz ulted. Like in all seriousness, she bought a QSS first item. So if you're new to the game, this one item, one gives magic resist, so obviously Malzahar do less damage. More importantly, though, it removes CC. So if Malzahar, really nice pick there, if Malzahar ults the Syndra, she just presses QSS, she gets out of his ultimate. Again, you could argue, meanwhile, Jax is here, by the way. Hasn't used QSS yet, has popped it now, but will go down. But yeah, random Jax, I presume there's a number of reasons why he's here. I would probably say tilt, because it clearly, again, Garen is just being left top. Yes, Jax is actually getting a couple kills for this, but Jax also teleports to top lane, obviously the replay bug right now. But every time the Jax is leaving, look at the strength difference between the two. So if the Jax is tilted like, dude, I can't top lane, well, it's actually working against you because you're leaving your solo lane opponent to free farm and get an XP lead now, I think, of 2 levels. So you leaving top lane and then returning to top lane is actively hurting you more than just staying in top lane. You should probably just stay there to get the XP at least. So yeah, Garen gets tier 2. That's actually kind of crazy. Bot lane, they actually get killed. Getting tower though. Can Janna get the Kindred? Can she get anyone here? Let's see. Tower, really nice play by Janna. How many more can she get? Possibly the Kindred if she plays it well. Gonna try and dodge. Doesn't yet. Will go down, unfortunately. Not badly played by Janna, but she will go down. Again, Jax, I would definitely say, is tilted. Just randomly power engaging on the Garen out of nowhere. I don't know. That was a bit weird. But yeah, so this game has been a great example of how to take a lead and shove it and use it and win the game, or try to win the game at least early. Mid lane, you've seen a clear difference in presence in the lane. Syndra is always looking to damage him, like 24/7. And some people, by the way, may be asking the question of like, dude, when I try to do that, I just go out of mana all the time. It's a good point. Again, this is a challenger player, so there'll be, you know, right now they've got blue buff, honestly, but even when Syndra didn't have blue, she was doing this playstyle. It's basically maximizing that you're actually hitting spells all the time, so it's kind of weird, but like if you hit all your damage and then by the time the Malz has to go back, or you're also going to go back, but you've poked him so much and denied him farm. And if I'm not mistaken though, basic attacks deal an extra 5 and 5 mana per second, so you do have to remember from level 1 she had 10 mana per 5. That's a lot more mana regen. That's double mana regen than other people normally have. So again, that's about adjusting your playstyle. That she got first blood. She bought a bonus Doran's Ring at the beginning of the game. So she's going to use that extra mana regen to poke the Malz. Again, that's about using your lead and actually adjusting your play to it. You know, you don't get first blood, get an extra Doran's item, and then play passive. You do the opposite. You play aggressive. So yeah, and again, this game, still to this day, I think a lot of people think Malzahar is practically unbeatable in lane. He's really not. He's pretty easy to beat in lane if you know what you're doing. And again, this Syndra buying QSS first item is a definite sign of she knows what she's doing. Trust me, when I played, you know, we had a couple of seasons actually where Malzahar was my most played champion. I dreaded laning against people that bought QSS first because I knew instantly this player knows. Uh-oh. Because it just makes you kind of useless in the 1v1. Legitimately useless in the 1v1. So, yeah, pretty cool to see. So, yeah, Jax definitely tilted out of the top lane right now, is roaming down. Red team, though, getting the advantage. Ezreal's having a rough time. Apparently, let's see what happened in mid lane. I want to see that. So, Jax is going down. Mid lane. Malzahar, obviously, in terms of strength, is definitely weaker than Syndra right now. He's down a QSS for less magic resist, so he gets killed. There's his passive gone. Syndra just okay then. I did not expect that. So yeah, Syndra is definitely ahead of the Malzahar at this point, but I did not expect a near 100-0. I don't even know if that was a full combo. That just kind of looked like a Q, E, and then R. Meanwhile, look at top lane, by the way. Jax is here randomly. He is going to get a kill, double kill. So the weird thing, when Jax isn't in top lane, he does die. When Jax hasn't been top lane, he is getting a bunch of kills, but for what cost? You know, like, their base has literally been opened in 15 minutes because Jax is like, I'm just not going top lane anymore. You can't do that, right? If you want to do that, you need to coordinate with your jungler. Hey, I can't lane against him. Maybe you can. You go top, I'll now gank. But obviously, in this game, remember, this is a challenger level game. It looks a bit fiesta-y, but that is just Season 10 solo queue. And by the way, sometimes these episodes help me mentally, because if I see kind of weird play in a challenger game, when I know I'm in Diamond, I'm like, well, if it's happening in Challenger, then it's definitely happening in Diamond, and it's definitely happening in worse ratings than that too. It's just Season 10. It's just a bit odd. But anyway, Syndra finishes her first item, technically. Finishes the Ludens. Gold-wise, if I had to predict, I'd say she's about 2,500 gold, maybe above Malzahar. So he's on 5.1, she's on 8.3. Wow, that's 3.2 thousand gold ahead. That's a lot of gold. Considering the gold lead right now is about 5,000 total, considering 3,000 of that, 3,000 of that is in mid lane. Top lane, by the way, there's 2,000 there. So in essence, the gold difference this game is mid and top. That is it. Meanwhile, the enemy team, like, look at Jax's, look what's happening, by the way. This game is an absolute fiesta. And it's practically, and again, this is the weird thing, it's the Jax's fault. And like, this is where KDA, and this is a prime episode that hopefully that teaches you guys that KDA is not everything. If you look at the Jax's KDA, oh, 552, he's not that bad. Oh, damn, 652. Dude, he's doing quite well. But the inhibitor is dead at 15 odd minutes because the Jax refuses to go top. And obviously, yes, they just got a near ace there. Or they did get an ace. Practically a bit of a fiesta going on. they get a dragon, but now the inhib is dead. Like, Garen died, I can 100% guarantee, because he committed to that inhibitor and Malz killed him for it. But he got it. And also a base tower died. So this is a prime lesson of when you're looking at someone's match history or you finish a game and like, dude, I went 7-5-2. It's not the story of the game. I don't know if I've ever been able to show an example of that as much as this game. Because, yeah, an inhib going is 100% the Jax's fault. And if the blue team is smart, by the way, all they need to do now, is group. Either bot lane or mid, either's fine. Because a inhibitor this early into the game, it's going to take so long for someone to deal with super minions. It's going to just give the blue team complete free reign on basically ending the game and getting another inhib really quick. So, blue team is looking a bit aggressive. They do catch the Ezreal. I think, potentially, Syndra shouldn't be messing around with this. I think they should be maximizing the time that they've got with the super minion wave. But instead, the Syndra's going top lane. And yeah, Malzahar might die, but I think they need to maximize. They've got supers here. This is going to slow push in. The enemy team can't stop this very quickly, so they need to maximize in other places. They need to go bot lane and start pressuring down here while super minions are pushing here. But they're not really doing that, which is a bit weird. Syndra, however, now is going for a roam. She does have teleport up, and she's just going back again. That is the Challenger recall, by the way, I think. The gold, again, it does actually seem it's a little bit bugged as well. Riot haven't fixed replays, by the way, in, I think, over a month. Half of the animations are gone. Like, this is now working, so we can see this teleport is working, but it's just a bit of a mess. Now they're finally doing what I said they should be doing. So, again, I haven't watched this before, but again, just from an analytical point of view, this is 100% what they should do. A pre-20-minute inhib with super minions on top is going to be so hard for someone to stop by themselves. They, by the way, like a Malzahar... Oh, Ezreal, what are you doing? Positionally, that was really bad. Ezreal will just survive because of the Kindred ultimate, but that's a lot of pressure to the blue team if they can heal up a little bit. Boom, massive kill, actually. That's huge. Garen getting a solo kill on the Jax. Syndra doing a bunch of damage, and now this is where you're going to start to see the pressure difference happen. Super minions are starting to build in top. Syndra is getting people low, does a lovely flank. Garen now diving. Kindred's going to go low. Malzahar ultimate coming through. Double kill by Syndra. Going to finish off. Triple kill by Syndra. And that will near enough probably be game. What I mean by that, the game might not be over right now, but you're near enough acing the enemy team in their territory. You have a double super minion wave pushing in. So you're going to get a tier 2 here. There's a teleport flank happening, but there's a teleport. There's a more gold for the blue team. It's now what? 5,000 maybe more gold lead. Jax obviously desperately trying to make an impact, really going for the Kai'Sa really hard. Syndra now going to make her way back, is going to maybe have to back away a little bit, does get the nice ult kill, the Jax going hyper aggressive, Rakan looking to try and escape, lovely route by the Ivan, and that will be a double kill for Syndra. So this is also another example of a game that sometimes, and some champions love fiestas because they can just maximize their damage and stuns and everything by people going overly aggressive. Syndra is definitely one of those champions. Other champions need the game to be a bit slower, strategic. AD carries generally want that type of thing, apart from maybe a Draven that can kind of pop off from craziness, or an Aphelios, I guess. But most AD carries want, like, right, I've got my tanks in front of me, and then I'm, like, in the mid of my fight, I've got protection. This is a fiesta. This isn't about strategy. It's not about having your tanks layered and stuff. This is just an all-out brawl, and people are making mistakes. So anything can happen. Inhib will be respawning, has done now. Garen in the top lane. Maybe going to look for a solo kill. Kindred really low. Don't think Garen's going to get it. Obviously, he has gone for the new item build. However, does seem he's done a alternate version that I've not seen before. I believe it used to, or is, Triforce and then PD. This guy's gone Triforce. Oh my god, that damage. Triforce into Static Shiv. Obviously, yes, still doing a lot of damage. And he's been able to obviously get away with it because of how weak the Jax is in comparison. And again, KDA, the Jax is 882. A lot of people would deem that's not bad at all. But from what the Jax sacrificed to this game, it was too much. The Garen got too far ahead in solo because the Jax just left top. Enemy team is now getting a bit run down. They're going to open up the inhibitor again. Syndra, by the way, is staying mid lane to push that in, but unfortunately no super minions. And they've destroyed the inhib and now working on the other base turret. Remember, the other base turret died earlier. So 10-1 Syndra. If I'm honest, again, I don't watch these replays before I make a video. It went a bit of a different direction than I expected. You know, I didn't expect that this game would be, honestly, more of a top lane show than anything else. Because even, yeah, the Garen's had a great game. 8-4-5, 200 farm, fantastic. But it's been more because the Jax just refused to go top, rather than anything else. And obviously, yes, the Jax got killed several times to the Garen. But yeah, what a weird game. And this is Challenger. So, again, if fiestas like this happen in Challenger, all of us can, I hope, accept that it's going to happen the lower rating you are too. So, yeah, that is Syndra. She pushed her advantage. She did really well. And she practically made this Malzahar useless. Like, trust me, this Malzahar probably wasn't feeling great after the QSS first purchase of Syndra. Really smart for her to do that. It basically lost all the pressure the Malzahar ever would have in a 1v1. And it showed. You know, the clear mid difference this game has been quite big as well. But that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it. Throw a subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.